I built a castle out of dreams and pretty scenes. Woke up and it was missing. It wasn't real. It wasn't real. I loved the person who turned out to be an ideal thing. Woke up and it was different. It wasn't real. It wasn't real. I've been saying things I don't believe, doing things that just ain't me, or is it me? I've been knowing that this can't continue, but I keep on living the same way. Dreamt of a future that's so far ahead. I dreamt of a past that I'd rather pretend. It wasn't real. It can't be real. A version of self that erases the mirror. Play out for people that wanna go to dinner with people. Just wanna be noticed, and they talk just alike, and they argue for thrills. Yeah, it's never too real. Saying things I don't believe, doing things that just ain't me, or is it me? Knowing that this can't continue, but I keep on living the same way. You didn't know me then. I wasn't nobody's friend. I wanted what all men want, to be in good company, to run around breaking things and never think about fixing. Can't let it go now, won't let it go. I've been living the type of life I see in movies. It's unsustainable. I've been practicing on a new acts and new stories. How did I end up with these same damn clothes on? Thought I was so individual. Went to the West, made sure to take some pictures. You know it's all about the visuals. Pretty, pretty thing. I can't be no other way. Or is it me? Keep on living the same way. Saying things I don't believe, doing things that just ain't me, or is it me? Knowing that this can't continue, but I keep on living the same way. Thank you, everybody. Thanks, everybody, for being here. Hometown show is always special. I'm Yeah, honored and humbled to be in front of all of you tonight, and you know, so much family, so many friends, and you know, obviously this is celebrating the release of this new album called Grief, but being that I'm at the hometown, I wanted to kind of play some things first from what led up to this record, and also just as I write music, I always think first and foremost about, you know, this core question: am I being honest? And that's kind of always what I try to keep as my guiding light. And a lot of this music, particularly the music on Grief and its accompanying project, the Healing Project, um, you know, it involves a lot of, you know, giving to myself, being honest about myself, but also trying to speak to all of these structural oppressions that, you know, I want to be a part of these movements that are, you know, working to create the revolution, which is really what we need because the reform's not gonna work. But in that process, as I think about it a lot, I think the reason I wanted to start with that song entitled Gatsby is that I've found, at least for myself, that my process of asking how can I participate is always a constant stripping of my ego as well, because, you know, a lot of it, particularly in this moment, is so much about how people see you participating and not what you actually do, you know? And it can trick you a lot into thinking that you're doing a lot more than you are, or conversely, that what you're doing is not enough if people aren't seeing it. And so it can very much, you know, create this schism if you're not, you know, creating that feedback loop with yourself. So being that I'm going to talk about all these other things, I felt like it was the right place to start. So that was a song entitled Gatsby. I'd like to continue with a piece called Hold That Weight, which was off my Black Spring EP, and which we released in 2020, I guess. And this was a piece that I wrote just because I felt like I wasn't hearing any songs that was just about regular everyday people that weren't either the artists themselves or doing something that our system would consider remarkable. I think that they're remarkable, but you know, I felt like in the past of music that I really respect, there would be more songs about people just doing what they do every day. So this was a song that I wrote then, and I didn't know that it would have the resonance that it had, which was like literally I think 2 weeks before or after we dropped that, I can't remember, the pandemic started. So this kind of, for me, became like my ode to the workers. And so that's what I would like to create it or play it in honor of tonight. I came upon a man who carried in his hands all of his years at the factory plant. Through minimum wage and many a stage of dreams and love and sorrow, he asked if I could spare a pair of my walking shoes to help him climb the hills that still lay in his life. Something he could wear to carry his cares, hold up his iron will a day, maybe tomorrow. He wanted to lay down, he wanted to touch the ground. I placed myself at his feet and said, whatever you need. He said, practice what you preach. Yes, I will hold that weight. I'll hold that weight for you. Yes, I will hold that weight. I'll hold that weight for you. I came upon a man who carried in his fist all of the violence that happened to him. Through many a day, he locked it away and hardened his flesh like no weapon could prosper. They put him in a cage and said it was his fate to ride with the rest, but he got out in 8. He puts on a mask now to cover his rage, 'cause red and blue lights might look twice and bring that chopper today. He wanted to break down, he wanted to touch the ground. I placed myself at his feet and said, whatever you need. He said, practice what you preach. I said, how do we defeat that state that do evil deeds? He said, practice what you preach. Yes, I will hold that weight. I'll hold that weight for you. Yes, I will hold that weight. I'll hold that weight for you. Yes, I will hold that weight. I'll hold that weight for you. Yes, I will hold that weight. I don't know if it holds to. I had daydreams, ways of freedom. I had daydreams, ways of freedom. What it might be. Lately, I see working ways out. Thank you very much. I have to say, like I said, this is definitely very special for a lot of reasons, and one is that it's a lot of people in this room that have influenced me a lot in a lot of ways. I mean, first and foremost, obviously, shout out to my parents. The original influences. And not even, I think I do want to say, because I actually forgot to say this when we did the Healing Project opening, but I don't want, also, I think oftentimes when I am able to talk about it, and I'm grateful that I'm able to talk about it in terms of the Healing Project now, but people contextualize their influence on me in the context of like, how I was raised, and which is very true, but also um, one of the most important influences that they've had is that they continue to be a presence in every project that I do. And a lot of the reasons that I'm able to do every project is because of the community organizing, the teaching, the work that they've already done, the community that they raised me as a part of. And that's how I met many other people that I see in this room that have inspired me and lifted me up so much. So I do want to just give thanks for that. And also, yeah, people that have just inspired me in every single way. So I wanted to pay a different type of homage to that and pay homage to my greatest musical inspiration. So I want to do Black is the Color by Nina Simone. That is a great, yes. Yes, thank you. I'm glad you're right here. We're going to have an experience. Black is the color of my true love's hair. Her face, so soft and wondrous fair. The purest eyes and the strongest hand. I love the ground on where she stands. I love the ground on where she stands. Black is the color of my true love's hair, of my true love's hair, of my true love's hair. Well, I love my lover, and well, she knows. I love the ground on where she grows, and soon I hope that the time will come when she and I will be as one. 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 Is the color of my true love's hair, of my true love's hair. I'm gonna play a song now called Kill War. Hey, hey, haven't you heard? It's time to go to war. Hey, hey, haven't you heard? Time to settle the score. What else can I do with all this hate you put inside me? What else can I do but kill the things that seem alive? Give me a weapon, give me a couple lessons. I can't even feel it anymore. Who's fighting? Who's dying? Who's dying for the cause? Who's fighting? Who's dying? Who's dying for the cause? Hey, hey, haven't you heard? Are people on TV? They killed one of our sons. How can we make them bleed? What else can I do with all this rage you put inside me? How else can I move but kill the things that seem alive? Solve my depression. Now I'm a lethal weapon. I can't even feel it anymore. Who's fighting? Who's dying? Who's dying for the cause? Who's fighting? Who's dying? Who's dying for the cause? Shut out all my thoughts, focus on the gun. All the things we bought, lead the things we done. Death is very cheap on the moving screen. But you can't feel that loss if you can't feel that touch. It's so cold. I can feel water in my heart. Who's fighting? Who's dying? Who's dying for the cause? Who's fighting? Who's dying? Who's dying for the... Thank you very much. Now we've reached our special guest edition section of the. Yeah, yeah. That's how I feel about it too, honestly. Um, you're gonna get them both at the end, trust me. But first, I wanted to give I wanted to have my own interactive time with each of the two special guests, both of whom are just mean so much to me. So, first, I would like to bring out um, my musical soulmate, ELENA Pinderhughes.
I think so. I'm not hitting anybody. Am I? Okay.
We're gonna do a song together. This one is called Masculinity. And this starts the part of the program. All the next songs will all be from my new album, Grief. So this was the first single that we put out from the project. And as I mentioned before, the album is one section of a larger project called the Healing Project, which also encompasses an exhibition which is currently in San Francisco at the Yerba Buena Center for the Arts. It'll be there actually through September 4th, and it's free and open to the public every Thursday through Sunday. So I hope you all go and bring your friends and bring all your people. This was a piece that I was working on for a very long time and was inspired actually originally by one of the interviews I did for the Healing Project when the person I was interviewing and having a conversation with started talking about a men's circle that he was going to. And he was just talking about, I never examined these things and thought about it in that way because I thought I was one of the good men that didn't do any of the violent things that you can see. But I still realized that I carried some of these things inside myself and that I was still taught all the same things, and it just might come out in other ways, but it's still there. And so I still have to do my work on it. And that really started me on my own journey of looking at what I call the quiet violences. And then I read a lot of bell hooks, Ashe, as we all do, and that helped me finish the song, as it needed to be. So, yeah, this masculinity. Whenever I listen to you, I lose and I lose and I lose. Bruise and I bruise and I bruise. We hide with same old excuses. Time loop, take over everything. Might get you, might feel. Build upon your favorite illusions. And never mind what breaks. Hey, now. Who other would want me now? Feeling all that haunts me now. You won't say when I'm bleeding. Said you got your reasons. You always had your reasons. All the same reasons. Young man, come down from that tower. It isn't yet your time. I'll tell you 5 years later, you made it out alive. Blame games gon' lead to that fear. For real, it's such a thrill. You might get lost in the darkness. I'm sensing so much anger. Where do you put it all? You made best friends with danger. It lives inside your walls. Someone's catching it tonight. You lose your pride. You let it rain down on them. Show your heartless. Cause you're a man, it's what you do. And it don't matter what you've been through. Yeah, you're a weapon. Yeah, you're a gun. You ain't no father. You ain't no son. You might be canvas. You might be paint. Just hide that damage. It fade away. Yeah, you're a menace. Play out your role and loop that record and lose on the count of 3. Am I gonna hurt somebody if I feel these things? Will it just erase me? On the count of 3, I can hear my heart, it's running. If I let it sing and sting, erase me. Masculinity. ELENA Pinderhughes. I forgot everybody was here for a little bit. Yes, indeed. I would like to. Yes, so this next brother that's here with me, he's been true family to me and my sister, and has been a big brother to me for a long time. He is, to me, the epitome of what I want to be as a musician, composer, creator, human being. Somebody who's has absolute conviction and creativity, endless creativity, honors both the past and the future and the present. But also, most importantly to me, somebody who's one of the most selfless people I've ever met, who's always looking to create pathways for people to thrive, to own their work, which is like unbelievably important, and to be supported in the ways that they need to be supported, not just for their career to thrive, but for them to be healthy people. I just love him to death. This album, Grief, is on his label. He has generously partnered with us to be able to bring this to life in exactly the way that we envisioned it, with no compromises. I don't know what else to say, but please welcome Christian. Chief ADJUAH. Yes, we're getting these names right. Yes. He's Christian to me, because that's my brother. But to y'all, he's Chief ADJUAH. We're going to play a song now called Kingly. I'll talk about it after. The love you gave him will not love you back. Will it get lost in it? A cult of personality to drown in your best crown. A trophy on the mantelpiece. Promise that he won't let you down. He says he'll save you if you just forget. He says he'll pay you when you pay your debts. A departure from reality. You're the best salesman if you just go and kiss the ring. Admit it, you're still in love with the king. Still in love. Still in love with the king. Still in love with the king. Still in love. Still in love with the king. Self-made cliche, well-played tricks for gold. See no culture, what gets robbed and sold. Watching bust up a union, watching bet on your mortgage, watching mortgage your future. A one-way ticket If he signs is rich, you die. If he's rich, you're poor. On that throne he sits, he lies, while you give him more. And the monuments we build for him, with the rights that we can't afford, only love him, admit it. Still in love with the king, still in love. Still in love with the king, still in love. Still in love with the king, still in love. Still in love with the king, still in love. Now see the man try to buy me. Now see the man lies all the same. To him it is only a game. Now see the man try to buy me. Now see the man lie, it's all the same. To him it is always a Chief ADJUAH. Yeah, that's power. Sometimes I just hear sound and I just feel like, damn, I'm blessed to just be able to hear that. You know, it really is. Like, I have to step back sometimes because, you know, if things get too normal to you, you don't really, you know, you acclimate to them and you don't really, you forget how much of a gift they are. So I'm grateful for music. So now I'm gonna do a song entitled "Holding Cell," um, and I'm gonna play a little small excerpt before the song from a brother of mine named Pit Panther. I can't really, in this context, uh, perform or present too many of the interviews that I did for the Healing Project. The best way, truly, for you to experience it is to go to San Francisco and go in the sound room and take at least a half an hour, if you have it, and just sit in there. Because that's really where I was able to take the hundreds of hours of conversation that I was lucky enough to have with people around the country and put them into conversation with each other, which was really one of the most important parts of it for me, because the whole thing is really it's a community energy. I wanted people to be talking to each other about the ways that they've moved through the experiences that they've had. But I did want to give a little bit of a taste of it, and so I'm going to use a couple excerpts here, including a piece, like I said, from my brother Pit Panther, who's incarcerated on the East Coast right now. He also made many of the art pieces, which you'll see in the exhibition. And so I'm gonna play this piece, and then we'll do the song "Holding Cell."
We understand that reform isn't the solution. And when I utter reform, I'm not solely alluding to police reform per se, but reforms on every other structure of capitalism and imperialism. How many reforms have been conducted into these structures over the decades, even centuries, yet no real change ever occurred? The word reform, I think, is a cute word to make people believe that something is being done, when in actuality it isn't. In fact, here's what George Jackson said about reform. Quote, "We will never have a complete definition of fascism because it is in constant motion, showing a new face to fit any particular set of problems that arise to threaten the predominance of the traditionalist capitalist ruling class. But if one were forced, for the sake of clarity, to define it in a word simple enough for all to understand, that word would be reform. Reform is in many ways fascist. It allows those in power to tinker with the system under the guise of reform while leaving the foundational logics of anti-blackness, settler colonialism, and white supremacy fully intact. You cannot reform deeply rooted oppressive structures. They can only be abolished."
Strength has a name today. She is a child of God, even when locked away. She's still so sure that you won't let her down. Sings as she prays for you. What a sound! Oh, that she made it through. Holding cell, I can't get out while you hold me. Still only cold things. Ah, la, 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 la. I wanna court it. They moved my court date, I couldn't afford that. I say the Lord's Prayer. I've been through more than you could imagine in 20 birthdays. I want a quiet life in the flat, church on a Sunday. I got a voice and I got a laugh and I'll use it one day. For now, please just hear me out. I am speaking to boys and writing your cards and keeping count. I know God didn't leave me, I'm friends with patience, all amounts. Till that moment I'm free, then I keep on waiting until they count me. Hold yourself, I can't get well while you hold me. Still only cold things.
Titles like inmate, convict, ex-felon, they're demeaning titles. They're put in place to diminish self-respect and dignity, and to demean you and your character and to break your spirit. And I believe this is all connected with the billion-dollar industrial prison complex. Because when a person feels like they have no self-value or no self-worth, that mindset tends to take them back to a criminal element. These are some very belittling and demeaning titles. When you say return citizen, this adds value to you. This adds to your character. This gives you a sense of belonging. It says return citizen, meaning you are part of a society, of a world. Citizen, you can vote. You know, you can do the things that normal people do. Inmates, convicts, ex-felons. It dehumanizes your spirit. And if you get caught into that, it can take you into a dark, dark place. I remember one time a lady says, but you know you do have a name, don't you? And your name is not inmate, your name is not convict, your name is not ex-felon. Get used to going someplace and saying, hello, my name is Mr. Roosevelt Arrington. And when you've been called an inmate or ex-convict or ex-felon for so long, you tend to forget that. You tend to forget that you can go somewhere and wear a suit and say, good afternoon, how are you? I'm here for an interview. My name is Mr. Roosevelt Arrington.
Okay, we've got just a few more. Y'all doing all right? I know it's a lot of emotional things. It's funny, like, you have to feel a different register of how we are in the room with this kind of things. I think originally when I started to play all of this music, I was like, man, I don't know if people are here with me because, you know, they're not, like, being very effusive. And then I realized that would be mean that it's not working. And so I was like, I think I have to recalibrate. But I do like to check in and make sure everybody is cool, you know. So thank you. So with all that being said, I'm going to play a song right now called Grief. this is the title song from the album, and one of the few songs actually that I've ever worked on. Usually songs take me forever to finish, but this is one of the few that kind of came mostly all at once. The music actually was from like a bass pattern that my friend Boom Bishop, Bernice Earl Travis, gave me. He's like my favorite genius creator of sonics, and so I ask him a lot to just send me different snippets, mostly for myself, just to feel. And when he sent this to me, I kind of wrote like all of this in one sitting, and it's just about the complicated nature of grieving. I'm gonna precipice it with one of my favorite things that I like to play with.
I couldn't help but notice your pain. My pain? It runs deep. Share it with me.
They'll never take me alive. I'm getting high with my 4-5. Cocked on these suckers, time to die. Even as a youngster, causing ruckus on the back of the bus. I was a fool all through high school, kicking up dust. But now I'm labeled as a troublemaker. Who can you blame? Smoking weed help me take away the pain. So I'm hopeless, rolling down the freeway, swerving. Don't worry, I'm about to crash upon the curb, cause my vision's blurry. Maybe if they tried to understand me, what should I do? I had to feed my fucking family. What else could I do but be a thug? I'm slanging with the homies, fuck hanging with them phonies in the club. Got my mind on danger, never been a stranger to homicide. My city's full of gangbangers and drive-bys. Why do we die at an early age? He was so young, but still a victim of the 12 gauge. My memories of a corpse, mind full of sick thoughts, and I ain't going back to court. So fuck what you thought. I'm drinking Hennessy, running from my enemies. Will I let it be 23 in so much pain?
So long, Wilson. I can't escape. You hold this space in my memory. Who's God? Makes sense. When I cannot face you, I looked away, you were gone from me. 4 losses in 1 week. Too many hearses. What's one more rose on your centerpiece? And I'm exhausted, but I won't leave. 'Cause last night I heard you called up your phone for the voice machine. Death is much worse for the ones left behind. Don't leave me alone with my dreams. I might go crazy this time. Check for what's left in the ones who survive. Don't leave me alone with my dreams. Don't let them take me tonight. You sound good. Sing a little louder. Thank you. Step on my door, rivers in private hit the floor. All of me suffers in silence of blood. How do we always survive this? I can't see forward. Down this well, you can't tell what sounds like sirens versus sun. Death is much worse for the ones left behind. Don't leave me alone with my dreams. I might go crazy this time. Check for what's left in the ones who survive. Don't leave me alone with my dreams. Don't let them take me tonight. This time, this time, this time, this time, this time, this time. That was beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for that. Damn. That was beautiful. Thank you. Okay, I'd like to invite ELENA and Christian back. This is a song called Hope off of the album as well. My mom has kindly reminded me because she always knows that I will forget to always tell you that you can buy the album. Thank you. And also we have these wonderful t-shirts and sweatshirts. Look, they hugging. Appreciate you, fam. We're going to actually have a conversation after the show, short one between me and Christian. And then after that, I hope that you'll stay, hang out, say hello, cop whatever you can cop for your peoples, get whatever you can get. I don't like that slang. Also, for those that aren't there or here, you can obviously get it on the Bandcamp site. And I want to also use that opportunity to say thank you so much for Bandcamp for having me here. Bandcamp matters a lot to me because as artists, as musicians, as artists in general, particularly as musicians, we get robbed every day by these streaming companies. Just straight up robbed. I mean, talk about like wage theft or whatever. I don't know, like what you want to call it, because it's illegal. But that's the whole point, right? What is the law? But that's a whole nother conversation, which I'm very happy to have with everyone. But yeah, I don't know. Bandcamp, supports the artists. Today's Bandcamp Friday, which means they're waived their revenue share for all artists with putting music out on their site around the world. It's just they really mean what they say when they say they're for artists. A lot of places say they're for artists, but they really want to rob us. So I just really appreciate Bandcamp for giving the musicians an opportunity to put things out, not just to be able to be paid fairly, but also to be put things out the way that they're intended to be presented, with liner notes, with all the credits there. It's like if you go to stream something, you don't even see everybody that contributed to the record. So I just really appreciate Bandcamp for all of those details, and also for how they've treated me being here, to the team, Max, Andrew, everybody. So thank you for having us. So yeah, it's a song called Hope. You told me the war is over, while everything's for sale. It's all in a good performance. Yes, you pretend to care, hide the weapons. It's all for the crowd. You wanna believe so badly that everything was safe, while nobody loses fortunes. It works for you. It's awfully loud in here. But Jesse still owes his rent now, and Bree is working for 500 cents, and C is still calling collect now. Can't believe in what you say when I see this. Can't believe in all the words of the preachers, when your whole existence is illegal, while we wash up all the blood of the people. Wash up all the blood, while we try to build a room for our freedom. We build what they destroy. We wash up all the blood. I can't hear at all. No, I can't feel at all. Chief ADJUAH, ELENA Pinderhughes. Thank y'all so much. Wonderful. All right. We got one last one for you. This is the, I always end all my shows with the same song. Yeah, this is a song called Process, and it's for everybody. Thank you all for coming. I really appreciate you being here.
He leaves me, I left him. 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 He leaves me.
There's some things that I don't want in me, so I try not to think about it. Said there's a lot of ugly things in my heart. I just hope to the Lord I don't slip. You feel me? Said there's some things that I don't want in it, so I try not to think about it. There's a lot of ugly things in my heart. I just hope to the Lord I don't slip. I wonder what it's like to let it out. That part of me that I'm so afraid of. It holds on me and tosses me about. Doesn't seem to be something I get away from. Tell me, how do you name those well-kept secrets that you never say out loud? And why does the body see these demons but keep me from calling out? I guess I'll just say surprises, one day at a time. There have been weeks when I already lost it, but I came back every time. So there's a whole entire world I've created in my mind, and it's so much more real than the one I see outside. I've populated it with people who can see that I'm no good, and who know all the best places where I can go to hide. And I'm haunted by the ghost of my best friend who just left me to head to the next world. But I'd like to believe it's the West End with a room full of art and his best girl. And it's positive that I could feel him, but I don't know if I took advantage of those times he was right in that next room, cause my pain was such I couldn't stand it. Tell me, how do you name those well-kept secrets that you never say out loud? And why does the body see these demons but keep me from calling out? I guess I'll just say surprises, one day at a time. There have been weeks when I already lost it, but I came back every time. When you ask me what's wrong, you might think I don't hear you, but that's not the case. I just might not respond. I don't want to be near you, cause I'm so ashamed. I'll just keep the TV on and just let it wash over all of these many fears, and hope I wake up less weary tomorrow morning. And hope I wake up less weary tomorrow morning. Please God, hope I wake up less weary tomorrow morning. I guess I'll just say surprises. I guess I'll just say surprises, one day at a time. There have been weeks when I already lost it, but I came back every time. You can hum with me if you feel comfortable. Again, sounds so good. Soft as you can, just to yourself. Now one more time as loud as you can for everyone else. I guess I'll just say surprises. Guess I'll just say surprises. I guess I'll just say surprises. One day at a time. There have been weeks when I already lost it. I guess I'll just say surprises. One day at a time. There have been weeks when I already lost it. I guess I'll just say surprises. I guess I'll just say surprises. One day at a time. There have been weeks when I already lost it, but I came back every time. Yes, I came back every time. Thank you very much. Appreciate your time. Thank you. We'll be right back. We're going to move a few things around and then have a beautiful conversation. But thank you all for being here. Thank you so much.